Well, good morning. Rick Cox from down at the consortium. I won't be in the tactical exam with you guys. Battalion Chief Bill Mack will be in the radio room, helping organize the radio room for you guys to have a good tactical exam down there. So the tactical will take place at the consortium. So I'm sure Chief Pettigrew is going to have your time set up. Just make sure you're there with plenty of time to spare. Be careful with traffic down in the valley. You don't want to get caught by that. Chief Anderson will be your facilitator down at the consortium. So as you come in, you'll report to either Chief Anderson or Alex at the front desk, and then we'll have a room set up for you guys to wait your turn. So there'll be some bottled water in there for you guys to kind of relax as best as possible before your tactical starts. This is an interactive process as it's going. You'll make all your communications to your fire units on a radio. It's not our 800 megahertz radio, so there's no chirp to tell you that the radio is open. So if your practice is as you key the mic, you wait for that, it's not going to happen. It's just kind of a family service radios. So as you key the mic, you can start talking. In the radio room, we'll try and not to talk back on you because it's easier to hear the bonks and stuff with the 800s, but with the family service radios, so sometimes that will happen and we don't catch it. If you hear some static, that may be an indication that there was a bonk or two people tried to talk on the radio at the same time. So if you don't think like your communication went through, go ahead and do it again. The assessors will be there. You'll be sitting at a table. The assessors will probably be off to your left. The people running the simulation will be off to your right with the laptop computer, and you'll have a big screen to watch. So the assessors aren't going to interact with you. They're not going to answer any questions if you have some during the exam. At the very end of the tactical, when the time's over, they will have some questions for you. And Chief, do you know how many questions that you guys have?
I don't think we've discussed that yet.
So there are about 4 questions at the end of the tactical that the assessors will ask you. You explain what you guys did and why you did stuff, and then we'll take their notes with that. We'll be using simulation software that will react to what assignments you give to the units on location. So don't get so focused with your tactical worksheet, your notepad, keeping your head down, because stuff is happening on the screen. It's probably about a 30-second to 1 minute delay, so if you have someone do a fire attack, you're not going to see a change immediately. It's going to take some time, like real world. It's still a compressed time frame you guys are working in, but you'll have just make sure you're looking up to catch any changes that happen. If you make an assignment, hopefully things are getting better. If things are getting worse, kind of look to see what you need to do to fix that stuff. As you come in, you'll be provided your command boards, tactical worksheets, tablets, paper pencils, a sight drawing, and a bottle of water to wet the whistles you're going. So everything will be there on the desk for you. We'll have the 4 follow-up questions at the end. The big thing is remember to follow the communications model. Hail them so that they're listening, give them their task location objective. They paraphrase it back to you, then you know you've got good communications, those assignments should be accomplished for you. If you don't say it over the radio, it hasn't happened. The radio room is next door, so they are watching the same screen you guys are watching, but they also have their scripts that they're going off based off time frames and what you tell them. They have those reactions to follow up with you on those reports. So any communications to your crews have to be over the radio because they're basically in the other room. Any questions? Yes.
If, say, I'm going to make my team standby, if I tell Fire 4 my team's going to be standby, do I have to come back around then and say, Engine 28 third from Engine 28, pull the line for standby?
No, because that's...
As long as I say it over the
And
radio.
again, because that's a tactical benchmark for us with the King County Model Procedures, we stamp that with Valleycom with that. So that's what we'd be saying. We would say that every day. If we came and established command, my crew is standby, boom, we've got that timestamp set up. So you won't have to tell your crew to do that.
As long as it does get said over the radio, just...
Yes.
Okay.
Because again, real world, that's that timestamp that we want to have with Valleycom. Right? So that's why we want to practice it here in our tacticals, all our practices, and the exam. Yes?
Yeah, I'm good with the tactical worksheet. Can we see what the, what version of the command board you're gonna give us on test day?
What, do you guys have a command board that
There
you
needs a tactical worksheet, notepad, and passports.
Okay, so no command board. Just tactical worksheet. Because he said tactical worksheet and command board. You're saying no command
I'm
board.
talking about the ones securing the engine, it's small.
I don't know, chief. I don't know what, I wanna see what they're gonna present to me on the desk that day before I get there.
If you're okay with this, Rick. We'll bring you in, and you'll see the table, you'll set it up where you want to. With the tactical worksheet, yellow notepad, and then the passports will come out as units arrive. And any other things like screenshots from the computer, and possibly if there is a diagram of a pre-fire for you to look at. You'll have a minute or so to organize your desk. And then we'll say, key up the radio and say ready for dispatch. And then that will start the scenario.
Okay.
So on eLogic, I know that there are tactical worksheets
Yes.
that you can print out.
Yep.
Is that the same
That is,
tactical worksheet?
that is the tactical worksheet used for the zone.
So if you go onto eLogic, you can print it out from there?
Correct, yeah, so you, can- that's the tactical worksheet we'll have on the desk, it's two-sided,
Yeah.
so that will be the one. Command boards are what you guys probably are carrying in the engines, and it's whatever's gonna make it easy for you. You may have the notepad, the tactical worksheet, the command board, but if your practice is a yellow notepad and you can track units, that's what we're looking for, to use a tactical worksheet. Again, it's how do you run your incident, and those are just resources for you to be able to do that. You don't have to use all three, you don't have to use anything, but those are the ones provided to you.
So the specific one on our rig we'll have in the room for you.
Okay.
Command board.
How about scenarios?
The scenarios?
Gotta ask.
I was not involved with developing the scenarios, so I don't have an answer for you. That's why they sent me up, because I don't know.
There won't be, prior to the test, there won't be any information provided on what the scenarios are, the format or anything.
So last year, we were told that there were going to be two tacticals, a shorter one and a longer one. That's all we were told, and that was a new process for us. Is that, can you confirm if we're going to do something similar?
Right now, we're not going to release any information on the scenario prior to the test.
Go ahead.
Well, we got chief up there, I've got another one for you. To baseline everybody going into this exam, since we're one department now, are we all wearing the same uniform with the same patches? So there's no preconceived notion on a North Highline guy versus a Burien guy? So we all look the same?
Your Class Bs, whether it's Burien or North Highline, we're all the same. So we don't really have a provision for providing one set of patches, one set of uniforms prior to the test. Regardless of what patch it has on your uniform, everybody in the test is going to be viewed the same.
Okay.
If I make my team stand by when I get there, is there somebody in the radio room that's gonna have radio if I want to task them?
Exactly, yep. So someone will come up, if you hail your engine 2, my crew is standby, you hail engine 2, someone will answer you the radio. Any other questions? So order model, task location objective is going to be really important for you guys as you go in there. Be nice and clear with what you want those crews to do for you.
Is there a time standard? Does it end in 15 minutes or whatever?
I
Is
don't
it
know, I
arbitrary?
don't know what the time piece is. Like I said, I wasn't part of the development of the tactical, so I don't know. I couldn't answer your question if it's a short, long one, if it's two long ones, two short ones. if it's 5 or 10 minutes, I don't know what the, but they will let you know as you come in, you got your desk, they'll let you know what those pieces are.
I think that we can let some of that out as far as the sim will run a set amount of time, no matter where you're at with it, we'll call stop. Where you're at with that sim, don't get frustrated because maybe you didn't know your benchmarks or something. We have a set time with it, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever it is, we're gonna say, okay, it's over now. And don't let that throw you off. We'll move on to the next thing, whatever we need to do with the 4 questions.
And then the 4 questions or whatever that the candidates get asked, every person gets asked the exact same questions.
Yeah, and it may get a little frustrating because if you get wordy in your answer, and then we ask you another question that you already answered, don't let that throw you either. We have to be consistent with every candidate.
And the same thing in the radio room will be consistent. We have a script set up for what we anticipate you guys to say, how we're gonna come back to you. So if someone comes in with something we don't have, the facilitator in the radio room will make note of what the progress report asked was, or the assignment was given, and we'll write that down. So if another candidate does the same thing, we kind of build that script out further. So, but everything's scripted, so it's the same for everybody. If you guys throw something that we weren't ready for, we'll take note of it so that if someone else does the same thing, we're consistent with those.
And are we doing all the events on the same day, or are we doing 2 different days?
So we'll get the schedule out to you here shortly that plan on, each candidate will be there 2 days. And it won't be all day. You'll be assigned a candidate number, and then based on that, we have a schedule. So you may be there one morning, and the second day in the afternoon. We tried to, or it may be middle of the day, both days. We tried to be so that any particular candidate didn't have both mornings or both afternoons. It won't be a whole day either day, and it'll be the 2 days that that your shift isn't assigned. So those are the 2 days count on. Prior to the test, I'm not sure, we've got to finalize the schedule, but we'll get that out prior to the test. You'll know if you need to make other arrangements or whatever, as far as childcare or anything, that you'll know the times that you're expected to be there, but it'll be 2 days, it'll be portions of 2 days.
And then the day before the test, if we're working, are we allowing time off for rest and all that, or are we just gonna come off shift and roll into an 8 o'clock test?
We'll try to we'll look at that and see, historically, we haven't given guys time off the prior test. If you're concerned about it, I'd arrange a shift trade or something.
I'm just saying historically, up north we have.
Okay. Historically in Marion, we have not done that. So if you're concerned about it ahead of time, I'd arrange a shift trade or something. Otherwise, we'll try to take that into account in the scheduling. But with this larger, I mean, it's over a third of the department taking the test, that the scheduling can be a challenge. So that's why we're doing it over 3 days and scheduling it.
Yes.
Chief, I have a question, it might be a little bit vague. In the past, when we've finished up our scenario, they've asked to see sort of our org chart and how we organize the tactical scene. And I know even among the blue card instructors, they also have their own way of doing it. Some draw a picture of the building and the fire engines and how many hoses are coming off, hydrants, all that stuff. I don't think you probably tell us specifically, but could you maybe give us your opinion on what's important to note in our tactical worksheet so that when it's evaluated, we know, because that's not something that we typically train on when we're at blue cards. Like we try and do our best to keep track of the scene, but are there things that we should try to make sure we have drawn or noted on our sheets for grading?
I don't know what the questions are, but the biggest thing with the incident commander is knowing where his units are and the tactical benchmarks that they've accomplished. So if you're going to be nervous, I mean, all of us are nervous when we take that tactical exam or any promotional exam, so my handwriting is going to look like crap. So you may not be able to read it, but I can read it perfectly clear. So as long as I can explain it, they're not going to go upon penmanship. So if they want to know, explain your tactical worksheet. And it could be your yellow pad, it could be a tactical worksheet, it could be the command board, but it's basically, where are all your units? What are they doing, and what tactical benchmarks have you accomplished up to this point? So if you can explain that, that's the biggest thing, because again, for the safety on the fire ground, the incident commander needs to know where his units are at all times, in case something bad happens.
So if someone had a way of reporting all the assignments and locations and tasks and had a good grasp of the fire ground without like a good picture drawn, like of a multi-family with the fire unit or all that and the fire engine with lights going off it, that's not necessarily something that they're looking for, just that you have a grasp of the scene.
Yeah.
in your opinion.
It's the
Okay.
accountability, and that's why we use the tactical worksheet, or the command board, or the tablet, is so that I know where everyone's at in case someone calls a mayday, I can say, you're right here, and this guy's closest, I can send you in and take care of you. So that's the biggest thing, can you decipher your stuff, either passing off to me as the next IC, or explaining it to your evaluators that are there.
Okay, thanks.
Any other questions? You guys came in late, do you have anything?
For you guys that came in late, the whole presentation was videotaped. In the next day or two, we'll send you out a link to a YouTube video that'll cover everything, including the questions.
And for the scenario, the run card would be the same thing that we would see in our department, might be different for another.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, as Chief Anderson said, you'll get that NDC screenshot that will show the dispatch, the address, the units assigned to that incident. And if there's any upgrades, you'll get that next screenshot. Okay. Any other questions? Well, good luck early September for you guys. Keep practicing.